Hello there, Luri. Let's go. Great to see you getting this fast. That's fantastic. Let's go. Numerous sociologists claim that communication within families is becoming less frequent. I would try to avoid using get because it sounds like spoken English. In my opinion, it is an important problem of a modern society, circumstances of which may be dreadful for the human race. Wow, very good. Circumstances of which. Good sentence then. In this essay, I will elaborate on the issue with references to social data collected by the academia and the government. Fantastic. Firstly, the deterioration of the contact between family members is the result of parents being excessively preoccupied with their jobs. Hedging. Have a look at the end sentence, the end modules to learn about hedging, because we should be saying is often the result of parents being excessively preoccupied with their jobs. This is largely because of the trend in the contemporary policy of enterprises pushing skills and effectiveness of employees to the limit. Wow. Voice of experience here, well done. For instance, according to a recent study, not the, because it's not the definitive one, in Cambridge, professionals, or a professional who is working for largest, what could we say instead of largest? Biggest, we could say largest, major enterprises, corporate enterprises. So let's just review. For instance, according to a recent study in Cambridge, professionals who are working for the largest enterprises need to spend 25% more time acquiring necessary skills than 15 years ago. Genius. Therefore, highly skilled parents who have way less is spoken English. Therefore, highly skilled parents often have considerably less time for raising children than in the past, or than it used to be. Than in the past is the same, but more concise. Secondly, children often neglect conversation with parents in favour of entertainment, or frequently or usually. They not only spend the youth as a vast amount of time on video games. Okay, they not only spend their youth or their childhood. Okay, so not only do youths spend their childhood, or not only do youths spend a vast amount of time on video games, but they also, not only do the youths spend a vast amount of time on video games, but it is also impossible to distract them from chatting with a smartphone on the internet. Okay, so here, let's get this subject crystal clear. So not only do they do this, but they also do this. Okay, now it's much more consistent and easier to read. Last year, the Ministry of Social Affairs in Argentina, or let's put a country then, reported on annual statistics in 2015, that youngsters spent 6% more time on online gaming and social activities than the year before. Full stop. Consequently, it is obvious that the time left for old-fashioned discussions at the kitchen table with parents is decreasing rapidly. The time is decreasing rapidly. Very good. Give me 5 sentences with your example, because that's something that might be losing you points, and I want you to get it mastered. To conclude, from the examples given, I firmly believe that communication within families is constantly reducing. This may lead to children not willing to create their own families. We don't need to introduce. This may lead to severe consequences. I would recommend against introducing a new argument into your final conclusion. If this problem is addressed on time to parents, they can take actions to prevent it. Okay? So, great work. I do want those sentences for examples, okay, because that's something that we can definitely improve, and it's a weak point at the moment, but overall, fantastic first essay. Let's go. Countless old-fashioned individuals, oof, that's very opinionated and very strong. Be careful about writing so aggressively. We need to be a little bit more reserved. Countless, that's what I really liked about your last one as well. Sociologists, fantastic. Keep doing stuff like that. So, countless academics claim that reading books is the best way for children's development, or for a child's development. Actually, it's fine, leave it. In my opinion, reading develops mostly knowledge for a person which often cannot be applied in a young age and may easily be forgotten. Well done. So we don't use conjunct contractions in an academic essay. We have to write out the full version. Okay. This essay will elaborate on the idea of using video games and team sports as the way to achieve a more diverse child's mind, or a more diversely developed child's mind. I would have just said a more diverse. We've just shortened this and made it a little bit easier to swallow. Yeah, to achieve a more developed child's mind, or a more diverse child's mind, one or the other. Yeah. Firstly, reading can be comprehended only through sight, one sense out of 5 available to humans. Modern video games provide information over 3 senses: hearing, vision, and sense of touch, which improves several sections of the brain at once. Fantastic. For example, a recent study from the University of Neurology, Harvard, shows that children who play video games 5 hours a week have 7% more active brain than their counterparts. See? Therefore, it is logical to presume that gaming contributes better to youngsters' cognitive abilities. Excellent. So I want you to, for the example, I want you to give me 5 sentences, okay, with the University of Harvard or the University of Oxford, whatever, but make sure they include than their counterparts. Okay, let's master it. Secondly, a social aspect is minimal. Secondly, the social aspect of reading is minimal. Secondly, the social aspect is minimal while reading books. Okay. If we want to improve the comprehension here, okay, let's put the main subject first. So secondly, while reading books, the social aspect is at a minimum, full stop, or is often at a minimum, or it is minimal, often is minimal. But what we're doing is just putting it at the front of the sentence. This helps clearly when I'm constructing the sentence, when I'm reading it, sorry. This is called writing for the reader. Such activities, or activities such as team sports not only improve children's physical state and communication skills, but also extend their imagination with the ideas of their peers. Good. The latest study performed by the Ministry of Sport and Leisure shows that primary school basketball players, are more enthusiastic and creative in other disciplines than their counterparts. Consequently, I can presume that doing sports in groups, participating in sports, sounds better, lays a strong foundation for a better future for children than reading. Good. Okay, so to conclude, from the examples given, I firmly believe that reading is not the most efficient activity for the development of skills and imagination in youngsters. Good. From my perspective, parents should give their children as diverse information as possible, using the most practical ways. Such as sport, full stop, extremely long sentence, right for the reader, make it a little bit shorter, more concise. Okay, So fantastic start. What I want you to do now is implement all the corrections you've heard, write me those extra sentences, make a list of the mistakes, and then write me 2 new essays, check them for mistakes that you've made previously, and then send it all together in one email. Okay? You're doing really good. Also, jump online, do some online tests, review the use of is and articles, okay, and yeah, that'll be a good, and Saxon genitive as well, because there's a few times where it was necessary and a few times where it wasn't necessary. Okay, so the sooner the better. Let's keep on improving. All the best.